Hello, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to Piraeus, Greece. It's the FIBA Women's EuroBasket Game Day 3 Group A battle between Greece and Türkiye. As group games go, they don't come any bigger than this. France already rolling to a big win over Switzerland, a record win. More about that in a second. Now it's Greece and Türkiye. The winner of this game stays alive in the competition and clinches a spot in the quarterfinals. And you can see that both Türkiye and Greece each have wins over Switzerland. Both have losses against France, although Türkiye almost beat France on opening night. I'm Jeff Taylor, joined by Shona Thorburn. And Greece, well, the last time, Shona, that Greece played Türkiye in this competition was 2017 in the quarterfinals, and Greece rolled to an 84-55 win. But that was back in the days of Evina Maltzi and co. This is a different Greek team, still a lot of talent, but this is a Türkiye team which certainly looks formidable.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, they really pushed France to the limit in that opening day. Ended up not coming up with a win. And, you know, a part of me says, I want Türkiye to win because they sort of deserved it with how well they played against France. And they're going to look back and say, you know, we lost to Greece on the last day of group phase. Had we beat France, we would have been moving on. You don't know. You don't want to have that in the back of your mind because Türkiye played good. And this is not the same Türkiye team that I have seen in previous EuroBaskets. They don't rely only on McCowan. And their guards are playing some of the best basketball I have seen in a very long time.
Yeah, they've come here with a plan. Ekrem Memnun, their veteran coach, wants to make sure this is going to have a happy ending. Is like they just got too good of players, too much tradition, and too high expectations not to be playing in the big tournaments. And to play in the big tournaments, you have to play well in this big tournament. If they want to make it to the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup qualifying tournaments, they've got to do well in this tournament.
Yeah, they have to win. I mean, there's no other options. They need to win to give themselves even a chance to qualify for next year's FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup. But right now, they have to beat Greece, in around 10,000 fans. This place is popping. The most people we have seen so far in this tournament, and they have come out. I hope Greece plays to that home court advantage because they're going to have everyone behind them. They gave France a real run for their money in the first 20 minutes. They weren't able to put a 40-minute game together. Spanu was excellent. She was more aggressive, looking to score. Fasula, she's got to have a big game, as you see there. Cheers for her coming out. Can she stop McCowan and have enough energy on offense to score for them? Questionable. Who else is going to step up and score?
Big questions indeed. Now we're going to hear the national anthems for Türkiye and then Greece.
Παραμένουμε όλοι όρθιοι και πάμε όλοι μαζί να τραγουδήσουμε τον εθνικό ύμνο της Ελλάδας.
Well, you can feel the energy here in the Peace and Friendship Stadium. This famous, legendary arena where in 1987 Greece went on that incredible roll to the title. And really for basketball in this country, that was kind of the spark that it needed. And it was also a spark that European basketball needed to have that Greek team win the title. Of course, many years later, the Greek women now here at the EuroBasket women playing Turkey in a vital game. Ariadna Cueca, the crew chief from Spain, Panama's Julio Nye on the left, and Hungary's Peter Prax from the right are doing the refereeing tonight. And yeah, the home court advantage is substantial, but it can perhaps show to become maybe a burden if the pressure builds, if things aren't going well.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think this Greek team has pressure. You're hosting the tournament. You're hosting the final phase. You know, a part of the federation expects them to move on.
Well, Turkey, their starting five tonight: Sevgi Uzun, Olcay Shakur Turgut, Tiara McCowan, Alpre Onar, and Tilde Sinurek, Istanbuloglu, Fitik, Bilgic, Bayram, Erdogan, and Euro coming off the bench. And I don't know what you do with McGowan. She's amazing.
I know, and that's the thing, you know, right there, 13.5 rebounds, #1 in the rankings. She's playing big minutes, double-double every game so far. What are Greece going to do defensively to limit her touches? And then I think on the offensive end, you need to push the tempo before she gets back, because we saw against France that she really caused trouble for their inside baskets, you know, going at the basket. It really adjusted a lot of France's shots and, you know, put them in a situation to win. Unfortunately, they didn't win.
Greece are going to start with Penelope Pavlopoulou, Artemis Spanu, Eliana Kristinaki, Robin Parks, Mariella Fasula, whose father, in fact, Paniatis played in that 1987 game in the EuroBasket. Primili, Bozgana, Nikolopoulou, Luca, Hatzilionte, Haristanan Nidu, and Karlafti. And here is Fasula herself.
Yeah, she's had a great tournament so far, 16 points. She was quiet a little bit on game day too, I think, offensively. She got into foul trouble early. What she can't do is get into foul trouble early in this game, especially against Tiara McCowan. I could see Luca coming in, their other big center for Greece, maybe a little bit earlier than normal to just go in, be physical against McCowan, and then maybe give Fasula an opportunity to rest so she's more productive on offense.
Sean, I've covered a lot of basketball over the years, international basketball, and I got to be honest, the feeling before this game, there's an extra charge that you feel before these big games. This could be a historic night for one of these two teams. And you've played in a lot. You've played in 2 Olympics. You know what it's like. I mean, it just has that feel, doesn't it?
Yeah, and you know, I love this.
The head coach, by the way, of Turkey.
Yeah, I love this atmosphere. Like you said, there's a special energy in the gym, and a lot of it has to do with how packed it is.
Bushel Alban from Turkey has made the trip.
One of the great Turkish guards.
One of the legendary guards.
Yeah, she played on that, you know, that little generation period, 2012, 2013, 2014.
2011, they won. Yep. They reached the final.
Yeah.
They beat France and Poland, made the final before falling to Russia.
But booked their ticket to the Summer Olympics in London 2012.
Petros Prekas, final before falling to Russia.
But booked their ticket to the Summer Olympics in London 2012.
Petros Prekas, the head coach, and I think everybody knows in Greece this is the game that they have had circled ever since the draw that they would have to win if they're going to stay in the hunt to get to the quarterfinals.
Absolutely, but you know what? This is what you play for, right?
Yeah. This is what you commentate for as well.
Exactly.
Well, good evening, everybody. If you're just joining us, welcome. We are underway here. The final game of Group A. The winner of Greece against Turkey advances to the quarterfinals to play either Lithuania or Italy, whoever wins that game. And after getting the first possession. Here comes Türkiye now. Greece missing with their first shot. Sinurek guarded by Fasula. Trying to operate down low. They get it outside. And Şakir Turgut misses, but there is the rebounding machine, McGowan, and she misses with Fasula yanking down the board. Look at Fasula run the floor and score.
That's what I said. I think if anything, Fasula needs to get out and run aggressively on offense, and clearly that was Coach Preka's game plan as well. Hey, you know what? We'll give you a break, but when you're on the court, you have to be at 100%.
Yeah, she could also handle the ball in the open floor as well. We've seen that in this EuroBasket. Alpre Onar. You felt like Greece needed to have a good start tonight, and they have had a good start. But Pavlopoulos now has been called for a foul, and this is a player that needs to go 28 or more minutes tonight. So they don't need her getting into foul trouble.
No, I do think what Greece lacks is kind of that point guard, combo guard, with injuries, of course.
Yeah, they've got
as well.
injuries.
Yeah, they've got injuries. You know, they're not normally that thin.
Uzun, one of the high-quality players in this team. Onan was outstanding in their last game. Oh, look at the little move inside. Here comes Robin Parks up the floor. Kristinaki drives in. Oh, she had the shot. She hustles back on defense. Look at now Türkiye pushing it quickly. Great play, Onan. They get it down low to Sinurek.
Yeah, good job. Nice catch by Onar. Way to save it. Sinurek running the floor hard as well. Typically known as a three-point shooter, and she's gone in and posted.
They cannot afford to turn the ball over. They almost did. Greece. Fasula goes right at McGowan again.
You know, it's difficult for McGowan. She wants to be a rim protector and stay underneath the basket. Right now, they're pulling her out and making her have to defend around the three-point line because Fasula can knock down outside shots.
Oh, what a play. Greece got a deflection, and then the ball snatched out of the air by McGowan. And she gets her first bucket. There's Şakir Turgut harassing Fasula. What an environment. Kristinaki gets it into the paint. She goes hard and misses, but Spanu's able to knock it out to Fasula.
Kristinaki, 2 missed layup opportunities there for her.
Here's Pavlopoulos, the veteran guard. So Greece back in front. The bounce pass from McGowan, intended for Şakir Turgut, and led her too much, and it led to a collision as Şakir Turgut goes up to Kristinaki to check on both of them with a headbutt, a head collision. Watch this. Oh, man. Goodness gracious. That does not feel good.
That does not feel good. It was inadvertent, though. Just a nice hustle play on the ball.
You almost hope. I mean, Şakir Turgut could have gotten the worst of that as well. Holding her shoulder as well as her head. She's been outstanding at this FIBA Women's EuroBasket. Spanu open for 3. And that was long. Turgut in deep, gets it to McGowan. McGowan has to operate, able to get it up, and called for a travel. Well, you have to say Fasula's doing a great job on both ends of the floor right now. And don't forget, McGowan's not going to be able to play 40 minutes. So,
no.
You know, there will be moments, you would imagine that if McGowan goes out, Fasula might go out, or maybe they'll think that they have a chance to exploit her absence. Parks, that's short. Parks naturalized and playing first time for Greece. Uzun missing. Spanu goes for the rebound, but Alpre Onan gets it. And she steps out of bounds.
Onar, sharpest player on the floor, coming up with a big offensive rebound and just didn't have the court awareness there. And like I said, Uzun, Onar, and Şakir Turgut some of the best basketball I have seen them play for Turkey.
Yeah, they've been terrific. The backcourt advantage is clearly with them. Fasula turns, goes right at McCowan. Ooh, has to be careful going for the rebound.
Yeah, you don't want to come up with a rebounding foul, especially against such a good defensive rebounder like McCowan.
She may have caught McCowan in the face when she turned that time. Look at her battle down low. And McCowan having a hard time with Fasula. Great job, Fasula. Kristanaki, and then it goes off of Spanu's hands. Greece trying to hurry it up to get down the floor to get an easy bucket. And Turkey do a great job of getting back on defense. Onan. Uzun. And there it is, the go-ahead three-pointer for Turkey.
That's the kind of outside shooting that we've seen in the past 2 games from Turkey with their guards.
She just oozes with quality. Pavlopoulou, her second made jump shot.
She's looking a little bit more aggressive for her shot than we've seen in the previous 2 games.
Puts Greece back in front. Well, cometh the hour. Time to step up. Pavlopoulou is stepping up. Onan, though. Here to Sinurek, that's her game, and knocks down the 3. Mitchell Albin liking what she's seeing. Kind of sends chills down the spine seeing some of the legends here tonight. McCowan knocks it out of bounds. Anastasia Kostaki and Evina Maltzi here, Greek legends. A lot of Greek male legends as well. Hidu Toglu's here, the president of the federation, and the Turkish legend along with Hussein Besuk. Seems like everybody is in Piraeus. Even Lauren Zakis is here for Greece. Here's Pavlopoulou. Puts it up from deep. Well, I guess she earned that 3 attempt with her made shot. Look at Chakra Turgan drive in and score with the left hand. And Turkey with their biggest lead. She has been a terrific leader for Turkey in this tournament.
You know, she had a lot of hype, I guess almost 10 years ago.
Oh, that was big for Spanu. Yeah, she's played since 2015, played for the youth teams before that.
Yeah, so, you know, 10 years ago makes her senior debut, was kind of having to take over for the great Greek guards who we saw. One is here, Ishal Albin.
Oh, great defense from Fasula. Now up ahead, a chance for a fast break. Spanu!
What a great job, Fasula. Right now, she is making it complicated for passes inside to McCowan.
She is showing the EuroLeague quality that she's got. Here's Uzun.
She will be going and playing in Turkey next year. She's going to know these players very well.
Besiktas. And there's Parks, and perhaps the missing spark. Just imagine, you know that she can get on a roll. Look at those averages. 10.5 points, 6.5 rebounds.
7-0 run in the last minute now for Greece.
Now a little bit of pressure for Turkey. Spanu needs to stay on her feet. Sinurek gets it and knocks it down. You can't afford to try to draw a charge when you're guarding a player like Sinurek out on the perimeter.
Yeah, I think she might have tripped on her own feet there. It was a pretty good recovery and contest, but Sinurek is a great three-point shooter. You know that. That's what she does for this national team. That's what she does for her club teams as well. And this has so far been a game of runs. And I'm not sure if Coach Prekas just wants to talk about things or switch something up or give them a little bit of a breather.
κάθε εμείς κάνει σκριν στην Πινελόπη και παίρνει την μπάλα η Πινελόπη.
Για πάμε όλοι μαζί στο ρυθμό.
Μπάλα πάει στη Ρόμπιν, μπάλα πάει στη Ρόμπιν και κατεβάζει την μπάλα. Παίζουμε φις με την Πινελόπη, παίζουμε φις με τη Μαριέλα.
Ένα θερμό χειροκρότημα για τους rebounders.
Ανοίγει, swing και μετά δεύτερο Dallas με την Artemis Pick and Pop. Εντάξει.
Yeah, it's an interesting timeout because they're crucial. You would imagine, I mean, he's going to play a lot of players, but he's going to need more minutes from his frontline players.
Yeah, I really think it was maybe more of a time. You know, he has 2 timeouts. He has to use them or he's going to lose them before halftime. Was it to give this starting 5 a little bit of a breather for the last 2:42 of this quarter? You saw the shooting percentages there during the timeout. Turkey already with 3 made three-pointers. They've only averaged 7 makes in their first 2 games.
Parks, shot clock about to expire, makes the entry pass. It gets batted away. Spanu, great defense by Turkey, flying at Spanu, forcing her to delay the launch.
Shot fake before she could release the shot, so a good defensive possession there out of the timeout by Turkey.
So 15 apiece here late in the first quarter. Get a quarter break coming up, so that'll be another chance for these starters to sit down and catch their breath. And wouldn't be surprised to see Turkey's starters go longer as well. Uzun, Shakir Turgut, no look pass, Onar. Senurek, and this time it does not drop for her. Spanu, look at, oh boy, I thought she was going to go for it. Senurek followed her in. Good D from Senurek. Doesn't get a lot of minutes for Fenerbahce in the EuroLeague. And look at that, Parks drills it. That's 2 big ones for her.
Yeah, nice start by Parks. She's someone who doesn't force her offense really, but I think tonight they're going to need her to score.
Stakes are massive in this game. You've got to get to the quarterfinals to stay in the hunt for the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup qualifying tournament. Senurek gets it down, she gets it up. Great job, McGowan, with the offensive rebound and putback. McGowan has not had a huge impact on this game yet. And you just wonder, well, she does have the 4 points and the 5 rebounds. Fasula, she's open. I was gonna say if she made that, I'd say she's doing it all.
You know, and maybe that's the shot that they want to give up.
Oh boy, Fasula reaching from behind. Here's Spanu in the open floor. She's got numbers, 3-on-1 break. Grease hustle down. And I think McGowan a little bit frustrated.
Maybe with her teammates, but you gotta give credit to Fasula. She's kind of 3-quartering her, not allowing an easy entry pass. There, quick hands, tipped it. McGowan's got to go and get the ball with 2 hands.
Shakir Turgut gets it. She's got to get it up. And again, Grease swarm. Kristanaki, they get another chance to break as Parks in the open floor. She drives in, she puts it up, and it drops for Grease right at the end of the quarter. Not real good execution at all from Turkey right at the end. And Parks is coming to life.
Yeah, great little 5-0 run to end the quarter. Forced a couple turnovers, and we're able to get out and run, so they get to close the first quarter with a little bit of momentum, a 4-point lead on those last 2 big defensive possessions, and then getting out and running. As you see the fans loving it.
The end of one is Greece leading 21-17 over Turkey.
And there you see the statistics. 2-point range has been what Greece has been relying on as far as Turkey. It's been more around the 3-point area. Great job, Fasula, in my opinion. She is frustrating McCowan, and she's also frustrating the Turkish guards. They're not able to pass into her when she is posting up, and that is leading to some easy opportunities on the other end offensively for Greece. And you know McCowan has to, as you see that highlight play there, Fasula just taking her off the dribble. McCowan has to get out and defend the 3-point shot, at least have a hand up against Fasula, because she has proven in her career that she can step out and shoot 3-pointers. So that's also a tough matchup for McCowan on the other way, in a little different form than Fasula having to defend McCowan.
Okay, we talk about some of the ex-players here, well, legends. We got Dimitris Timantidis, Dimitris Papanikolaou. Hey, folks, scan in the barcode, and you will get courtside 1891 in your smartphone. Watch live streams, extended highlights, and stay up to date with the world of international basketball.
Well, Turkey able to start with the ball here. Are they going to be able to execute and calm things down? We actually have our first substitution of the game as Byram checking in for Turkey. And, well, that ball was deflected, so it's going to stay Turkey ball. And how do you like that? This is the first substitution, Byram coming in.
Yep, for
Greece,
Sigurek.
no substitutions yet. So is it going to be a battle of who can last 40 minutes?
Well, these Turkish guards look fit. They had yesterday off. Here's Onar for 3! Right on target. (21-20), Greece trying to get some separation, but Turkey continuing to make plays. It's turning into a classic encounter here in Piraeus. Oh, look at the footwork from Fasula. Goodness me. Maybe one day she's going to join her dad in the FIBA Hall of Fame. Maybe you got to get some titles. And the ball goes to the corner. Onan puts it up. McCowan brings it down. Well, 10,503 fans in the arena tonight. Just short of a FIBA Women's EuroBasket 2025 qualifiers record set in Belgium.
I'm sure none of these women have played in front of that many fans. Like, this is how.
Oh, they're going to count it. And Onar just continues to make plays.
Yeah, nice little run by Onar. 5 points already in this quarter for her.
Maybe a generous call there. Going to the line for the 3-point play. Remember, she had some free throw shooting issues on day one, but then
everyone.
Yeah, everybody did with Turkey. That was what undermined them against France. Had they made their free throws, they would have upset.
I think they would have won the game. You know, you can't just only blame it on the free throw shooting percentage against that the French team, but
here they are. Fasula again going to work. Look at her go. Oh my. And she'll be disappointed she didn't make that. Fidik, who's checked into the game. And wow. Boy, Byron's tough to keep off the glass. Look at Parks. He drives in with the left hand. What an electric atmosphere. Quickly the other way. Onar for Turkey. Oh, she puts it up. It looked like she was passing to the corner, but she decided to shoot it.
I don't even think she saw the basket on that last layup. Onar, 8 points already.
Pavlopoulos. Parks. And Byram with the rebound. Now through the corner goes. One thing that Onar can't do is grow several inches to be able to catch that ball. I mean, that was way up there. This was the make by Parks. So Fittick is in, Byram is in. Kremili has checked in now, but Pavlopoulou stays on the court. So Kristinaki takes a seat. Here is Spano. Kremili in the left corner. Kremili right off the bench. Got it!
I was not expecting that. Kremili, zero hesitation.
Well, that's a sign of a mentally strong player right there. And Erdogan right off the bench as well. She misses. There is a sense of urgency in the play of Greece tonight. Spanu, behind the back pass to Fasula. Again, look at the move, but then she misses the shot. Now Byram, look at her handle the basketball on the open floor. And Kremili comes up and fouls Byram, making quite an impact on this game.
Fasula, some great footwork, great moves. But again, just that height and reach. Don't forget, she's going against the tallest player in this competition, Tiara McCowan.
That was a solid shot. Look at Bozgana. She knows something about three-point shots. She says that's good. So Pavlopoulou goes out. Nikolapoulou comes in, battling back to full fitness, has the experience. And you get the feeling this is now when Greece is really going to be tested, with Pavlopoulou and Kristinaki both out of the game. Fittick goes in and scores over Parks, and it's Türkiye closing the gap. And Nikolapoulou says, "You're going to give me the layup, I'm going to take it." That was slick. Good handles from Nikolapoulou. Erdogan from the wing, and McGowan in position. She had the putback, she just missed it. A lucky escape perhaps for Greece. Nikolapoulou dodges Fittick and then throws it into traffic. Not what they needed.
No, not what they needed. They had a 5-on-4. They had an opportunity, but another turnover.
And now Türkiye turned it over. Both teams getting a little sloppy.
Maybe a little bit of a...
Okay, you look at the starting five for Greece so far, how many minutes they've played, and that is a lot of minutes with 5:49 still remaining.
Well, Fasula going out for the first time in this game, same with McCowan, so clearly both coaches realizing that these players need a little bit of a break, and this is the opportunity to give it to them.
Kremili takes it deep. Good catch. Luka has it. The backup pivot. Here's Kremili again. That's short. And Spanu hustles to the basketball. Shot clock doesn't reset though. She's got to get it up. Sinurek back in, trying to hold on to it. Fittick puts it on the deck. Wide open from the right corner. Uzun with an Uzi. Look at that.
Uzun 6 points. All her points coming from three-point range. Uzun, I don't think she really needed a foul there. Well, that's only the first Türkiye foul though.
So timeout on the court. And we're right where we started, even. Let's go down to the bench.
Εντάξει, και δεν
Έχεις
χρειάζεται.
αστείλει ότι χαίρες
Κάνεις
και
screen.
ήταν στους side θέσεις.
Πάσα, τη Ρόμπιν.
Συγχαρητήρια.
Νέα στη γωνία. Κάνουμε pick and pop. Κάνουμε pick and pop με την Artemis και κάνεις slip από κάτω. Εντάξει. Αν κάνουν push, κάνε screen. If they push, screen. Okay.
Well, you saw the statistics in that timeout. 9 turnovers already for Türkiye. They averaged 15.5 in their previous 2 games. As Robin Parks today, 8 points, averaged 10.5. She's 4 of 5 shooting, being aggressive, getting to the basket, not just settling for her outside shot.
Oh, they sag off the inbounder, and Nicolopoulou able to rebound. Look at that, Byram going for the steal. Oh, and Parks bowls over Fittik, so an adjustment defensively. A little bit more pressure from Türkiye pays dividends. Wow, that was an easy one. There's another legend, Shortsanitas on the left. The hero of that semifinal win, or one of the heroes over the USA at 2006 World Cup. Senjurek has it, and she's fouled and one. Ushalal been loving what she's seeing there.
Oh, you know, you're so worried about Senjurek normally popping that time, realizing no defenders were in front of her. You can't stop that. When a player decides to catch and drive aggressively, you have 2 options, let her score or foul. That time she did both.
Well, it's interesting that Fasula's going to come right back in because they need her size and skill set. And again, a chance now. We saw Türkiye take the lead by 4. Now they're back up. The chance to go up by 3, and they do. Byram. And look at that, Shakir Uzun comes in and takes the ball away. Quick pass, Byram lays it up and in. And it's a tactical adjustment defensively, which is turning the game. And now, Parks might have gotten away with a shove that sent Fittik crashing to the court. Fittik really riding Parks, and now look at her. She is barking at the ref. She's going to get a technical. Yep, she did. She has got to maintain her emotional control, and you have to say that Ekrem Memnun's decision now, has he called a double technical or just on Parks? She was upset that one had, she wasn't talking to the ref, she was talking to Fittik.
Well, and here's that great heads-up defensive play there. And talk about running a fast break. Doesn't come any sweeter than that. Uzun to Byram.
So Parks gets, obviously with the technical foul, she gets the personal foul. Türkiye get the free throw. And you have to understand, don't forget Parks, new to this Greek team. And there is that element of reining it in a little bit.
I mean, you and I have covered a lot of FIBA EuroBaskets. You've covered them before I was involved. This is a great tournament, always is. High emotions.
Nicolopoulou. And now it's a real danger time. And it's interesting, to me, Fittik has just completely changed the game with her defense. Uzun drives in, lays it up, and scores. And now the lead is 8. 13-2 run in the last 3:40 for Türkiye. Kremili, bounce pass, Fasula.
Great defense.
Kremili open, takes it, and rattles out. Great rebound, Spanu goes back up with it. Got to be careful. She doesn't want to bark at the ref. We saw a technical foul called on Prekas as well against France. Shakir Turgis going to come back into the game. Here's Fitik. Uzun. We knew the guard play was going to be important for Türkiye. And this time it's Parks in the open floor. Parks wants to drive. She pulls up. Uzun. Open. Got it! Another one! And they're cheering in Istanbul right now because Türkiye have got the wind in their sails.
And they have done that with McCowan on the bench. Talk about guard play. It was Onar in the first quarter. It's Uzun in this quarter.
Fasula takes it deep. No look. Krimili. Another miss. The drought continues.
Yeah, settling a little bit too much for outside shots. I thought that possession right there, Fasula, go against Sinuric. You got the moves, or she's getting tired.
Well, they did get the bucket from Spanu, so it's not a drought per se, but
yeah.
Offensive foul now. Moving screen on Sinuric. Gives the ball back to Greece. Yeah. Boscana checks in for the first time. Kristanaki, so some fresh offense. But look at this. Uzun knocks down the three. And the Peace and Friendship Stadium's gotten quiet with this Turkey run. Spanu, entry pass. And again, the miss. Boscana chases and is called for the foul on Sinuric.
That's going to put them to the free throw line. Sinuric, one of their best free throw shooters. But I think Sinuric, since McCowan has gone out, she's had to guard the post player, the 5, and she's done a great job as well. McCowan's going to check back in for the last minute 43. As you see Parks on the bench, she has the 2 fouls, one of those being a technical. And a technical, it was unnecessary.
Yeah,
you got the foul call.
Yeah. Really, Sinuric showing that I would hope her Fenerbahce club is watching her play at this EuroBasket because she needs more minutes. She makes both. And that was definitely one of the comments from Ekrem Memnum. He wants to see his stars, he wants to see his national team players get more minutes for their clubs in those key moments. Nice ball, boy, the pass was there, but it goes out of bounds, and Greece unraveling here at the end of the first half, just as they did against France.
Talking about the Greek players needing to play more, and you said Sinuric, because she's proving it right now. The good thing is she has a new coach for next year. It's going to be Miguel Mendez, who coaches the Spanish team. So if Turkey do move on, maybe it's a great opportunity for Mendez to watch his future players and see what they can do at this level and have trust in them going into the professional season.
Olcay. Gökşen. Yüklat iyi. Bas. Etkat iyi. Sevgili. Süper. Sensin bir korki.
43-32, Türkiye on top, and it's 11 points for Uzun. You can see 3 of 4 from three-point range, 2 of 2 for Sinuric from deep. She has, Tilby Sinuric has 14 points, having the game of her life. And you look at Uzun is just the embodiment of control, skill, talent, calm head.
Yeah, she is one of the Turkish players who does get playing time. Maybe she could play more,
Oh, wow. McCowan back in the game. And it goes out of bounds. And don't forget, Coach Memnum over there ruptured his Achilles on the first day of training camp. And he's wearing the walking boot. He has to be careful over there. Look at that. Careful, Ekram. He says there's no pain. He doesn't feel any pain.
You know,
he only feels the
I'm
pain
sure
when
he has
Turkey
adrenaline.
don't play well.
Yeah, I'm sure he has adrenaline kicking during the games, just like the players do.
Spanu takes it in, back outside. Pavlopoulos for three. Got it. Well, she's answered the call tonight.
Yeah, she has. She's been aggressive. She's looking for her shot more than she has in the previous 2 games that they played. Only averaged 5 points.
3-point shot has been huge, though. The advantage for Türkiye. I thought she already had a 3, but maybe they gave her, it was a long 2.
Oh, okay.
Sinrik, little turnaround. And Fasula able to knock it away. Fasula really battling in there for position. Greece have cut it to 8. Big possession here. Spanu. 3-second difference with the game clock and the shot clock. And Sinrik, well, Türkiye. It is, but it also, I think, helps Greece because I think they kind of wanted to take it down to the bottom.
Yeah, but as soon as Sinrik fouled, she turned to coach and she asked for a substitution. So, you know, she's having to do a lot. She had to guard Fasula, and now she has to guard Spanu. Spanu with the great ball handling. She can take you, she can drive, she can shoot from outside. And I think Sinrik has played some of the best defense in the first half for this Turkish team.
Dangerous pass, Kristinaki. Telegraphing passes, you know that those Turkish guards are ready to pounce on those inbounds passes. We've seen it a couple of times, and we saw them do it against France as well. They got Turkey going to challenge this. They think it's their basketball.
It's interesting to challenge for me early in the game because you might need that challenge later in the game. But let's listen in to see what the referees see.
We are going to review who caused the ball goes out of bounds. Okay, okay. Go forward. No, can I? Okay. Okay, let's go. Which camera? So we go. I need another camera. This one. Let's go. So tell me, what do you see?
Now we have
white,
white,
white, white, white,
white,
white, white, white, white. No touch. And the clock was stopping when you, that's the moment when you raise the hand. So it's like when you call it. Here. Have to go down. So we're gonna. So initial decision, it was white ball, but the call is reversed to red ball. So this is the time. So time is 9.8.
Prucic did a good job there, just kind of taking over the video and going forward. And then they had to look at both angles, and they could see that clearly it was Pavlopoulos who had hit it out. And that's a good job by the Turkish player to alert her coach. But you just hope that the video, if you're the player, backs you up.
Yeah.
Now he wants a timeout because he knows this is an important possession.
Solsa. Tamam mı? Top kimdeyse açılacaksınız 4 köşe. Kısalar. Tamam mı? Güzel. Screen. Gol. Buradan oynayacağız. Şimdi sen kümese. Sen kümese. Şimdi. Alper'i sen al topu. İşi Hilal. Başkası alırsa Alper'i yersin. Yine burada siktir. Tamam mı? Gökşen buradasın. Silke buradasın.
Well, sometimes, Shona, it doesn't matter what your game plan, if you're Greece, you know, if there's talent, sometimes talent just wins out, and it feels like in that run with those Turkish guards, you look at that 15-5 run in the last 5.5 minutes, their talent kind of took over. But I give Memnun credit because he really changed the defense and it changed the game. Really started getting up close here. The final seconds of the first half, they draw the play up. Uzun drives in, gets deflected. Now Greece have a chance if they go quickly. And they get it. Kristinaki gets it up and almost stole a basket right at the end. But as it is, it's Türkiye with the lead. And looking formidable. Quarterfinal spot at stake. Türkiye lead it 43-35 over Greece at halftime. Look at the three-point shooting for Türkiye. It's a big difference.
Yeah, we talked about how their guards have been playing great for them. The first quarter, it was Onar. Second quarter, it was Uzun. They're not having to rely on McCowan to score, which they did at the last EuroBasket, and they didn't progress out of the group phase. But talk about a first half of runs. Greece went on that little run to end the first quarter. Turkey went on a run during that second quarter. They went on a little bit of a run at the end of the second. Had they made that last second basket by Kristinaki, this gym would have gone crazy and momentum would have been on their side. Now they're trailing by 8. There are key players 6 and 4, but both of them, they're having to do their jobs defensively. It has not been easy because they're defending and going at each other.
And really, McCowan, even in those difficult games, she still delivers in the rebounds. I mean, she's getting her teams extra opportunities. Fasula had a great start to the game.
Yeah, McCowan already 8 rebounds, 4 offensive, like you said, so she's giving her teammates second chance opportunities, even if she's not really doing it on the offensive end as far as scoring goes.
Vermilli came right off the bench and knocked down a three-pointer.
I do think Greece may be relying too much on their outside three-point shots. They're only 3 of 12, 25%. Fasula, she's had a couple good takes. I think she needed to maybe pay attention a little bit more when Sinjuric was guarding her, because she made these great moves against McCowan, and then Sinjuric was on her and she was kicking the ball out. They need Fasula to score, plain and simple. They need Fasula to score because I don't think their guards can carry the load from shooting outside.
And I think if I'm Prekas, I'm a little bit disappointed how Greece handled the pressure early. They were great. There was no problem. But then that little moment there in the second quarter when they came out of a timeout, and especially Fittick getting right up in the grill of Parks, and just everything changed.
Yeah.
And that's when they opened up their big lead.
Yeah, I think in the first quarter they only had 1 turnover. Second quarter they came up with 5, and it got the momentum going and easy baskets for Turkey. Turkey, a great job handling the pressure. They had 9 turnovers in the first, only 3 in the second quarter, so they really took care of the ball.
Education, health, justice. We sometimes take these simple things for granted. They're not common for all of us. We are all born on the same planet, but not with the same opportunities.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are one. We are all on the same team. Let's convince those who never thought they would do it that they can. We can. Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin, basketball can bring everyone together. basketball for good.
Witzeba finds Brown. Brown penetrates, no to go. Again, time's wanted down. Witzeba's got to go from the logo. Are you kidding me? Only Witzeba from the EuroBasket logo.
Barely touched the net.
Peterson, what a dive, finds Geisel, so she finishes. What a 1-2 play combo.
Oh, that's pretty, Josh. Good job from her shooting in rhythm.
Good take back. Get it rejected.
Philippe again, you mentioned she's the one applying that pressure. They do get away with it. And Altalova was in the right spot and converted.
Cool as you like, hey.
Taking the paints. They want to put back them into foul trouble. Nice little dish off. And again, beautiful basketball by Sweden. Neatly tucked away by Ellen Nyström.
There's not many players that have this connection. And now Alamon rewards Van Loo. Love to see it.
Team determined to get back to the final. Carrera goes in. What a block by FIBA.
Lekovic has to go up against Lidskens now. What a move! Maria Lekovic underneath the big. Habzova, great work. Rodachkova through the spin cycle.
Well, you said talk about momentum, and the free throws changed it. Well, they just hammered home that momentum change. Back to a 20-point game, when it could have been a 15-point game.
13 fast break points to 2.
Take by Buma, bit of contact and another rejection. I'll say it one more time. Our fam said no in mi casa. Adios, goodbye.
That is unbelievable. These guys will be legends in their own countries, but also in the international basketball world.
Well, Tilbe Sinurek having herself a game tonight. 14 points, perfect from deep, 2 of 5 inside the arc. And that's only part of the story. Also defensively, she has been a real warrior for Türkiye tonight in their biggest game of the FIBA Women's EuroBasket so far. This is a Turkish team hell-bent on making it to the quarterfinals. And of course, we know they are desperate to get back on the world stage as well. And they have given themselves a great chance of doing that. Sinurek especially playing big in this big moment in the peace and friendship against rivals Greece and helping her team claim a 43-35 lead at halftime. See where she's making her shots. I mean, she's doubly dangerous. She's normally going to work outside from the arc, but she's also been able to operate down low and cause problems for Greece. Well, Artemis Spano, the leader of this team, 9 points, 3 of 5 inside the arc, 1 of 2 from deep. See what she's doing. She and Greece really getting it done early in that first quarter. Getting out, running, punishing Turkey for their mistakes. And they're gonna need some more of that magic if they're gonna have some success in this game. But Spanu with 9 points, 4 of 7 from the floor. She has the 1-3, and you can see she's also going to work underneath. Well, they'd like to have Anna Stamlamber there in this team, but she tore her ACL in the last qualifying window and was lost, so she's working. She's doing the business for Greek TV. And that backcourt of Turkey has really been, I think probably as we anticipated, kind of maybe giving their team the edge.
Yeah, I think that's the reason that they're heading into this third quarter up. That their guard play, Sineric has been amazing, doing it all defensively, offensively, not just settling for the three-point shot. She's being aggressive, driving to the basket. You know, both these teams, their starters played some big minutes. Will it be, you know, who's still standing at the end of 40 minutes? Possibly. But this is what it's like, and we do know that this is a record crowd. I'm not sure either of these teams and not either of these players on either team have played in front of a crowd like this ever in their national team career. So what an experience and an opportunity for them.
So again, you know, you look at the ramifications as we see some of the stats, the numbers of, you know, the winner will play, the winner of this game will play the winner of Italy's game against Lithuania. They're playing tonight in the quarterfinals. And also stay in the hunt for a spot in the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup. So qualifying tournaments, obviously that's what you want to make. If you win it, you qualify.
I mean, a lot is on the line for this game. We know that the goal is, one, to win this tournament, and then two, to give yourself an opportunity to qualify for next year's FIBA Basketball World Cup being held in Berlin, Germany.
Yeah,
and you have to finish top 5 to do that.
You know, federations are thinking about that. Fans are thinking about that. Right now, they're just thinking about what they've got to do to have some success in this game. I mean, put it into context, Shona. 8 points in a game like this. Is it a bigger lead than in most games? Do you know what I mean? Because of Greece's struggles to score? Or is this something they can easily overhaul and come back?
I mean, we saw them go down against France at the end of that second quarter as well, and they weren't able to come back from it. So do I think Turkey has the same length and athleticism than France On defense, not quite the same, no. So it could be a little bit easier to score for Greece, but you never want to be down, right? But the most important is to be up at the end of the game.
Maybe Diamantidis on the right there can, and Lazaros Papadopoulos as well, 2 members of that legendary Greek side back in 2005 can lend some magic, or maybe Ushal Albin can give Turkey some more magic just with her mere presence. Well, scan in the QR code and you can get the FIBA Women's EuroBasket app in your smartphone for latest results, scores, videos, press conference information. You can also go to FIBA.basketball, get all kinds of great information. It's pretty hot. That's why we got the fans in the stands, both the people and the fans that are blowing them cold. Second half underway here in the Peace and Friendship Stadium in Piraeus, and Artemis Spanu comes out and hits a huge shot for Greece.
Spanu playing in her 6th EuroBasket. You know she wants to get a medal, especially playing at home.
Uzun, Shacker, McGowan, Onar, Senuric on the court, goes out of bounds. So you know, you always talk about you need that great start at the start of the second half when you're in Greece's position.
Yeah, coaches always talk about that. First 5 minutes of the third quarter has to push the tempo.
Spanu drives in, kicks it to the right. And McGowan that time wins the battle on the board. Kistanaki missing the open 3. Uzun patiently looking at the options. They get it down low to Senuric's knocked away. Kristanaki gives it to the point guard, Pavlopoulou. Good patience that time by Greece. Spanu. Oh, look at the drive. And Spanu, and we can already see what Prekas has done at halftime. He's basically said, get the ball to Spanu and let her drive.
I think he said, Spanu, you're the leader, you're the captain of this team, take over right now.
Well, I think this is probably the biggest moment of her career playing in this game. Look at the drive. Shocker Turgut. Quick pass, Spanu again. They can't stop her. But the key is that they're able to get her the basketball in those good spots.
7 straight points for Spanu, 16 points already, 7 of 10 shooting.
Shacker Turgut wants to drive. Uh-oh, they get it to Senurek, and she's short this time. Parks looks up the floor, gets it to Fasul on the outlet, and to Spanu again. She was tempted to go up, but decides to bring it back out. Now she's going to go back in. Fasula over to Pavlopoulou for 3. Got it! The Greeks have come back. They've tied it. Unbelievable. Led by Artemis Spanu. They have knotted the game at 45.
Well, no surprise, Coach Ekram needs to call a timeout because this has been a run for the ages. Other than 2 points by Shakar Turgut, it has been all Greek basketball. And you said, do you think that they can come back? Well, they proved you wrong. They proved that they can do it, and they've done it in very quick fashion.
Showing him fascinated by not just the play of Spanu, but the tactical adjustments that these coaches are making tonight. It's so obvious, the tactical adjustments that Mibnum made in the second quarter with his defense, and now what Prekas has done with Spanu.
I don't know what was said to her at halftime. I would love to find out. I don't know if it was the coaches or the teammates who said you need to take over. Look at that. That woman has not stepped off the court yet.
That's what that energy tracker shows. Oh boy, great defense. Spanu got her hand on it. Hands up.
If there is a player who could play 40 minutes at a high level, a high intensity, it is Arte Spanu.
I like how you did that. Just shortened it to Arte.
I did.
Kind of like we call you Shone rather than Shona. Pass outside to Uzun. Parks battles, bats it out, and it goes to Uzun. Onar gets it to McGowan. Oh, great play. If you've got it, go to it. She is a weapon. Pavlopolo answering the call tonight. She's been good. She's been great, in fact. Here's Parks. Pulls up. Knocked out of her hands. Great play. Spanu, look at the handles. And she gets fouled as she drives in.
Okay, Arte, little crossover. Plays like a guard, finishes like a big.
Well, it's hard to take issue with Shakir Turgis' defense there, but as so often happens, the driver maybe has the advantage when there's contact, any type of contact. And Spanu is she's putting in a legendary performance right now.
Would you expect anything else, though? This is her 6th women's EuroBasket. She is a veteran. She is the captain. She is the leader. She has been offensively, defensively, vocally. She's playing at home. I can't imagine how many family members she has here.
Turkey leading by 1. Kristanaki fouls Uzun. Yeah, she probably had to request several tickets.
She might have a whole section of this 10,000, probably, 11,000 seat stadium.
There's a section with a big S on it. Uzun again to the corner. 3-point shot. And look at McGowan almost getting that away. Pavlopolo gets it to Fasula, and then Byram reaches in and fouls Fasula, who very alertly throws it up and scores, but it's after the whistle. My goodness.
I think it was Pavlopolo who pulled down that defensive rebound, right? Made sure that McCowan couldn't come up with it, because you literally need 2 defenders to box out McCowan and then a guard come from behind to help with the rebound. And that's exactly what that did on that last possession defensively.
Parks, the jumper, got it! Reese back in front in this classic between these 2 great rivals. Doesn't matter what the sport, they get after each other. Onar. Shakir Turgis goes off 1 foot. Oh, but she's got some quality. Turkey back in front. Nice handoff. Oh, they're looking for the travel. And it's going to go to, I think Greece are fortunate to keep the basketball.
I think Fasula there, she needs to kick it out on that last possession. She had 3 red jerseys around her, which means at least 2 teammates are going to be open.
This was Shakur Turgut. Oh boy, they make a mistake on the inbounds, and Uzun has to commit a foul. Miss Tanaki will go to the line. Again, a very close call. She lowers her arms. Miss Tanaki takes her time, makes the first. Her first point of the game, I think.
Shot a lot of free throws either.
She makes both. And it's Greece moving back in front.
Only their 3rd free throw attempt in this game. Only 5 for Türkiye.
Onar puts it up, misses. Great box out by Fasula. Parks pulls up, got it! Number 24, and now we're seeing the best from Robin Parks.
Well, when you needed her most, she is stepping up. Now you know why they wanted to go ahead and naturalize her.
Onar, she drives in and is fouled by Fasula. This was Parks, supremely confident, and that's why. She's good. Uzun's going to get a breather, and Fitik, who changed, really was a key factor in that second quarter for Türkiye, comes back in. In fact, it's Shakur Turgut that goes out, and Uzun stays in. And Onar misses the first. Takes her time, gets the second to go.
Here you see the free throw percentages I mentioned. Not a lot of free throws that compared to the other games that we have seen so far in this tournament.
Greece outscoring Türkiye 18-6 in the 3rd quarter. Parks. Oh, look at her get to the rim. Unbelievable. That didn't seem possible. She's taken over.
Her first major tournament with this national team.
Onar, oh, what a drive from Onar. Back and forth they go. Kristanaki makes a difficult pass. It's not going to be called by Fasula. It leads to a break for Fitik, and she goes in and is fouled by Pavlopoulou.
You know, in that situation, Pavlopoulou just let the layup happen. You're not back in front. There wasn't a lot of contact, but I promise you there was not a lot of contact on the other end as well on a foul that we saw previously. So you're not going to get in front of her. You're probably not going to block it. You're not a shot blocker. For me, you let her have the layup, 2 points, okay, fine.
Records calls timeout.
World Cup 2026.
Κάνουν side του καιρό. Παίζουμε show and back. Show and back. Next. Μόλις πάρε την μπάλα, πήγαινε και παίρνει από κάτω. Αν προλαβαίνεις, όταν προλαβαίνουμε, στέλνουμε στο αριστερό. Εντάξει, και είμαστε next. Στο αριστερό και next πάλι. Εντάξει, ωραία. Οκ. Έλα, παίξουμε λίγο, φάτσε λίγο.
Well, this is the kind of game that captures the imagination. The national team, the EuroBasket, at home, and Robin Parks, after a difficult first half with the technicals, come back, struck back with a vengeance. She's got 15 points, and you can see where she's doing her damage in the lane, underneath the basket, out just behind the free throw line. And
little pull-ups after on-ball screens. That transition three was big. Second possession, she decided to drive it, get all the way to the basket. She's doing a little bit of everything offensively for them.
And Fittick, who's been outstanding tonight, makes the free throw for the three-point play to tie it once again. 13 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. And sure enough, coming out of the timeout, a little bit of pressure from Türkiye.
Yeah, and they've dropped it back into this 2-3 zone. Why not? Greece not shooting the ball incredibly well from three-point range, except for that woman.
Well, Gowan with another rebound.
Well, she's not scoring a lot, but she has 12 rebounds for them.
Here she is. I think she heard you. And it's McGowan that puts Türkiye back in front. 8 points. She is consistently dominant. It doesn't matter. She's going to have huge numbers. Spanu, the pump fake. Gets it back. Spanu steps out for three. Now the momentum starts to swing to Türkiye. Remember, they're trailing by 5. That huge turnover, fast break and three-point play has swung the advantage back to the team in red. Byram left open. And excellent work from Pavlopoulou, knocking it out of McGowan's hands. She gets it to Ristanaki in the corner. Follows up the shot, misses.
Both teams looking a little tired at the end of this third quarter.
Fittick, look at her go, dumps it to Byram. Great play from the bench from Türkiye, and they go up by 4.
This zone out of the timeout about a minute and a half ago, has really affected Greece's offense.
Spanu goes hard to the basket, and Greece catch a break. They're going to keep possession. Polskana's going to come into the game. Ristanaki's going out, struggling from the floor. And watch this. Oh, yeah, she was already out of bounds.
How great would it be for Buzgana, check-in, three-point shooter. They're playing zone defense, Turkey. I think maybe Coach Prekas could have put his three-point shooter in a little bit earlier as soon as he saw a zone from Turkey.
Well, here she is, right off the bench. And misses. Well, it's not always easy just to check in.
Yeah.
Final minute. Turkey reestablishing themselves. And Bozgana had that foul to give. I'm not sure they wanted to give it like that.
Yeah, for me, Onar wasn't going towards the basket. Why use a foul when you know you're going to have to play another defensive possession to end the third quarter?
Could be she was instructed. And they get it to Byram again. Nice pass. Fittick for three. Got it! Talk about X factors. Fittick has been terrific. They go quick, and they do, and Fasula, so they'll could end up getting it back again. Fasula's been relatively quiet offensively in this quarter. Look at this. Just great offense by Türkiye.
It's that guard play. Uzun has stepped up when they needed her. Shakar Turgut, Fittick, Onar.
Pressure free throw made by Fasula. And I just wonder if you might see a little bit of pressure here from Greece if she makes this. That might be an interesting wrinkle. Might be hard against this Turkish team to do that.
Yeah, I'm not sure you really want to.
She makes both. Nope, they're going to drop back.
I would drop back. You don't want to pick up a silly foul.
And Giannis Fasoulis watching his daughter make those free throws. FIBA Hall of Famer. Uzun. Well, they're going to take the shot early, Alprionan, and that might be a mistake because now they've given Greece another possession. Pavlopoulou pulls up, and sure enough, it backfires for Turkey. Onar has to get it, and they're not going to get the shot off, and you don't know the way this game is going. Greece reclaiming some momentum right at the end of the quarter. You have to be disappointed if you're Memnum that they took the shot that early. 3 quarters in the books. Turkey leading it 62-59 over Greece.
Well, talk about a quarter of runs. Greece coming out, tying the game quickly. Both teams shooting the ball relatively well that third quarter. Overall, I mean, it's just been an exciting game, and I really loved Coach Ekram's idea to go into a zone there the last few minutes of the quarter, and it stopped that little momentum that Greece did have, and they started relying on their outside shooting, I think, a little bit too much. And, you know, yeah, they've made a few tonight, but they really want to try and attack the basket. That's where they've been their most effective. And like you said, though, I'm not quite sure about that last decision to take that quick shot by Onar, 3-point shot. I know Turkey has been shooting the ball great tonight. Onar has had a fantastic game. She's knocked down 3-point shots, but then you give the ball back to Greece with 12 seconds. They score 2 points. They're only trailing by 3. Those are the kind of momentum things. There's 10 minutes left in this game, and you don't want to ever give momentum to the other team.
Scan in the QR code, get courtside 1891.
Spanu, Arte Spanu, 30 minutes. Pavlopoulou having to do everything as well because we know that they're missing guards in the backcourt because of injuries, and she has had a great game for them. One of their best games we have seen in this tournament so far.
She has had her best game, no doubt. She absolutely had to play well tonight. Look at the great help from Fasula. Spanu hustles and gets the basketball. Greece a couple of times have been on the ropes and have come back. Here's Bozgana, gets blocked out of bounds. I think she forgot McGowan was in there. Going to her offhand. Entry pass, get, oh, nice give and go. They're gonna pass it back out to Bozgana, that's off. That was a great play, but I think Pavlopoulou actually had an easy shot.
She could have gone up, little reverse layup. I think she might have been a little intimidated by McCowan not knowing where she was. Had her back to her. Bozgana missed 2 shots now. She's been open on those 2 3-point shot attempts.
Might need to bring Hitsanaki back in. And the 3 from Spanu, that's off as well. Greece, not sure why they're settling for 3s all of a sudden. Uzun, a bucket here would be huge for Turkey. Onar drives in. Oh boy, look at the hustle. It's going to be Turkey basketball. No, referee's got this one right. They're not going to waste their challenge.
I don't think they should.
It looks to me like they got it right.
I think they are going to.
Well, hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You see the assistant coach, Dimitri Kalinzou, the former point guard of Greece, handing Prekas the board to draw up a play here. while they review the play. This also gives Turkey a chance to huddle up. Okay, let's listen in.
Head coach challenge, white team. We are gonna review who caused the ball to go out of bounds. Initial decision, red ball. So we go white, white, white. Checking the feet in the right finger off. Put me those two at the same time. This and this one, please. No, those two. Thank you. So we go back. Okay. No, there is no visible there. No. Give me that one. No, and this one also. Super strong. Okay. We go. Let's check there. So white, white, white, white, white, white, white. I cannot see the finger off. Go back here. Can I?
Let's see the close-up camera.
This?
Close-up camera.
We press it. We press it already.
So here, this is the
There it
statue.
is. It's red ball, the last one. So we're gonna go last red touch. We go white, white, red ball, red, sorry, red, red.
So the last touch is by red 10.
So yeah. So initial decision is red ball. The call is reverse. We go white ball.
So a good challenge, a close one, as you could see. I thought initially they were going to give it to Turkey to keep it with them because it wasn't going to be clear, but it looked like it went off the fingertips of Turkey right at the end. That is a tough review, that one.
Yeah.
Here's Parks, open for three, and Bozcana couldn't quite corral the rebound, and now it's Uzun and Turkey who are up by three. Greece can't buy a three right now. Onar open, and she nails it. It's a 6-point advantage. Just so impressed by those backcourt players.
Backcourt guards, I know. Best tournament I think the guards have had for Turkey in many EuroBaskets.
Donkey's years. Parks drives in, and great defense by Byram. Oh, and now the ball goes out of bounds off of Parks.
I do think Fittek needs to be a little bit careful about flopping here.
Well, give him credit, but this is a huge shot from Onar. She was fantastic on game day 2. She was great at the start against France. And we are seeing the quality shine through in number 10. Now McGowan, she's surrounded. Back to Onar. Uzun's turn, a meter behind the arc. And McGowan gets it and is fouled. And I'm not sure that Greece can do anything else. She was able to get the basketball.
Fusula has been doing a great job on the box out, but she needs people coming from behind. And they're not going to come up with the rebound necessarily, but they're going to be able to tip it out of the hands of McGowan. And you just kind of saw the deflated look on Fusula's face there saying, guys, I need someone to help me out.
McGowan has not had it all her own way tonight, but she just continues to be herself, to battle, to contribute, and play with a cool head, you know?
She already has a double-double.
10, 13.
I know.
Who wouldn't take that for the game?
You know, she's not forcing it. She's only shot 6 times this game, but 5 offensive rebounds.
Fusula, the sense of urgency is there for Greece. Trickery around the basket, not good enough. And it feels like Turkey right now sensing they can go in for the kill. going to take something special for Greece. They dump it. It goes off of her hands. They were able to make the adjustment with Spanu in the third quarter offensively. And you just wonder, is it possible that maybe she could start taking over again?
You
Because
know,
they're not making their jumpers.
yeah, I think Spanner needs to start to take over a little bit here. Force Byram to have to defend her, especially attacking the basket.
Oh, look at that. Nice give and go. And Türkiye almost getting a steal. And you can understand why Byram is so heavily rated a youngster. Her length and quickness and defense, her
offensive rebound
instincts.
ability, her instincts, like you said, she's someone who I think if she can start to develop her outside shot, she's going to have a very interesting career.
Definitely.
With this Turkish team professionally. After 9 years, she's finally moving to Galatasaray, so it'll be interesting to see how she develops there.
And I'm pretty sure that Greece are probably happy that she's checked out, even if it means Sinurek comes back in, because she was a pest.
Yeah, big first half for Sinurek. So Turkey now falling back into that zone.
Pavlopolo in the paint. She absolutely could not have played any better tonight.
No.
She has been outstanding.
Every time they've needed a basket, you either say her name or Spanner's.
Oh, look at that. Great defense from Bosgana. I think it was a kick. No, it's a foul. Great hustle by Bosgana. Oh, Byron's going to come back in. This is interesting.
I think they want to give McCowan a little bit of a breather with 6:47 left in the game. What do? You take her out for about a minute and a half, maybe let her breathe until about the 5-minute mark, and then you put her back in.
But this means now defensively,
Sinurek is going to be on Fasula, and you got to put the ball inside, in my opinion, if you're Greece.
Onar gets it to Sinurek. Look at her pass it out to Uzun. Oh my. Oh, now Shakir Turgis back in, and she knocks it down. The three-pointer from the captain.
Three-point shooting has really been the difference between these two teams and why we see Turkey with a lead.
Right call, Shona.
They got to go inside. They need to take advantage right now of McCowan off the bench. So you either go inside to Fasula or you attack the basket, because that shot blocker is not on the court.
Over the shoulder pass is picked off by Pavlopolo. Greece have a chance. Pavlopolo drives in. Great hustle back by Shakir Turgut.
I'm sorry.
And Shakir Turgut goes to check on the cameraman for the host broadcaster and picks him up. This is a great play by Shakir Turgut to hustle back. Wow. That should have been 2 points for Greece. That woman could hardly believe it. There's Bosgana. Spanu knocked out of her hands by Byram, who is again just hounding her. And they get it to Fasula again. Great play.
What a pass by Spanu. You go inside to where you finally have the advantage. You don't have that same advantage when McCowan is on the floor.
See her scoring quarter by quarter. Onar back to Sinurek. Oh, she's open. They are not missing from three-point range. They have been terrific. Nine of 17. Now 10 of 18 from three-point range. Turkey. Fasula again. And this time misses with 5:07 remaining. It's a 7-point lead. Sorry, they're 9 of 17 from three-point range. Türkiye. Sinurek again. Oh my goodness! 10 of 18 as a team. And if you're picking your poison, for Greece, and you're like, you got to beat us from deep. Well, they have shown what they can do.
This is probably the best game for Tilbe Sinaric she has played in a Turkish jersey.
Yeah, it is.
19 points. I mean, we can
Game
go
of
back
her life.
and look, but this is the best game she has ever played in a Turkey jersey. She has been doing it all. Defensively, I think she's done a great job, especially in the first half when she had to play the 5 positions, so she was guarding the Sula. And then offensively, you know she's a three-point shooter. She's 3 of 3. She's 6 of 10. She's got 19 points. I have never seen her score like this.
She had 14 of those in the first half.
Yeah.
She sat pretty much until coming back into the game for McGowan, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, sometimes shooting like that is contagious, and Turkey as a team have been shooting it well
Yeah,
tonight.
You said it, 10 of 18 from three-point range. The three-point shooting has been the difference, and outside of Sinaric, obviously it's come from all their guards. I said it on game day 1, and I'm going to say it on game day 3. This is the best guard play I have seen Turkey have since the Işıl Albin era.
Yeah, but for me, it's a different type of guard play as well, for me. I mean, I think it's much more attack-minded sharing of the basketball, not so much Işıl Albin driving and dishing. I mean, they just have so many weapons on the perimeter.
Yeah. They're confident, they're aggressive.
I think the mentality more than anything is what impresses me. They just look locked in tonight. They've looked locked in all tournament. Pavlopolo looking for space. Fasula, Bozgana, and fouled by Byram. It's only the second team foul in Turkey, so that was with 1.8 seconds left. And close call, but it goes the way of Greece. 10-point lead. Marks back in. Remember, Greece, not just the group phase host, hosting from the end, and the pressure again, and talk about the guard play. Onar, defensively, they're getting it done. And Greece's chances starting to fade with 4 minutes and 4 seconds remaining.
I know it's a 10-point lead. They weren't down that much at half, but they came back at half and tied the game in the third quarter in a minute and a half. Let's not forget. It's been a game of runs for both of these teams. For me, there's still a lot of time.
Shaker Turgut gets it to Sinaric, fouled by Bozgana from behind. All the while, McGowan able to rest.
Yeah.
Bozgana goes out.
Uzin's on the bench as well.
Here's Sinaric. Oh, good hands from Greece. Shaker Turgut gets to the basketball. Shaker Turgut again to Sinaric. She is surrounded. And the jump ball, great job, Ristanaki. Ristanaki tying her up, coming back into the game with 3:40 remaining. It's all about possessions and makes.
You know, you don't want to take too long if you're Greece, but you also don't want to settle for outside shots because that has not been where you've had the most success.
Well, they're going into Fasula again, and she turns, no call, good D from Sinaric. Oh, what a move. Well, Turkey right now with Fidik. I don't know if it's they or Lithuania that'll hold the mantle of the most underrated team coming into this tournament because they are playing like a runaway train right now. 78-65 with 2:59 remaining, and Greece now needing a miracle
Yeah, and unfortunately, Coach Prekas has to go ahead and use his third timeout.
Give him credit. 11 of 19 from three-point range. That's just part of the story. It's the balance. It's the great play inside, outside, good defense. I mean, I don't think necessarily that Greece have played horrible tonight. I mean, I think just Turkey have played great.
Yeah, and what I love about this Turkish team is there has been moments where every player has stepped up and done something that they needed at that time. It's been Fitik, it's been Onar, it's been Uzan. They've all played one of the best games I've seen them play individually, but then again as a team. And you know, you did not have to rely on McCowan. Last EuroBasket 2 years ago in Slovenia, they had to rely so heavily on her and her scoring.
But here's the thought. Day one, they play France and almost beat France. And we kind of like undervalued that effort a little bit because we're like, well, France didn't play that well. It's the first day. Yeah, I mean, Turkey played well and they could have won. They missed a bunch of free throws, but I'm not sure how many believers there still were. Yeah. But I think they've kind of like answered our criticisms.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we definitely undervalued their quality coming into this tournament.
Yes. They did finish 6-0 in the qualifiers, but I think they should have done that with the group that they were in.
8-0 run in the last 2:54 for Turkey. And Spanu doing whatever she can do to get to the free throw line.
I mean, that's what you want to do. You want to try and draw fouls, and you want to get to the free throw line. Opportunity to stop the clock and score at the same time.
Yeah, and that's a good call. Senjurek definitely moving into her. That's right. They called it. Don't worry. They called the foul. I just think this version of Turkey they're watching right now compared to some of those other successful Turkey teams feels a little more attack-minded. And their level is raised. You know, Senjurek has raised her level. I mean, give her credit. You know, they've got some interesting pieces to this team.
No, they really do. And I also have to give credit to McCowan.
Wow. And Greece catch a break.
Yeah.
They've already used their challenge. So Greece catch a break, 78-66. The ball goes out of bounds off of Senjurek.
You know, McCowan, she scored a lot for them last EuroBasket, but she didn't seem as involved and intense as we've seen her in these first 3 games in the group phase.
Yeah, that's the difference with this Turkey, definitely. They are locked in. Great defense. Look at that. Shaka Turgut. They got to go quickly. She's got to just put up a prayer. She does. Oh, she hit the rim. Just relentless pressure by Turkey. 2:24 remaining. They've got to bring the pressure now.
Yeah, they got to come up with a steal, a stop, push the tempo, try and get a quick shot, transition, semi-transition. You don't necessarily have to start fouling right now. You want to play good defense, take a couple risks, but smart risks.
Look at him pass it around. Unbelievable.
Oh.
They are a machine. Turkey. Tiara, I don't think you need to come back in. Your team is now up 81-66. And Turkey right now are looking like a team that has real designs, not just on getting to the quarters, but making it to the podium. This is a good team. Rebound for Sula. Puts it back up and in.
You know, if you're Turkey right now, you take your time unless you're wide open.
And the foul and the bucket. And you give credit where credit is due. And Turkey deserve everything they're getting right now.
Absolutely, and I think fatigue might be starting to settle in for some of these Greek players. They have played big minutes, let's not forget. I mean, Spanu hasn't even sat down here today. Yeah. You know, Sparks, 36 minutes, she went to the floor, she went to the bench for 2 minutes out of those. Fasula has already played 37. You know, those are enormous minutes. Pavlopoulos, 36 minutes, and then you compare them. You know, Turkey has a bigger, longer bench.
Yeah.
Uzun, 30. Shakar, 27. That's what's making the difference right now. McCowan only at 29.
I mean, Pavlopoulos scores, and it's just a reminder of how well she's played tonight. But she's played a lot of minutes. And, you know, I think there were some untimely turnovers for Greece, which didn't help them. That said, Spanu takes it away. They got to go quick. And Fasula can't control it in time. And Greece are just going to run out of time, although they might get it. Look at them hustling. Look at the Pavlopoulos hands it off to Spanu, and she's fouled. And that is a tremendous heart shown by Greece on that sequence.
And Shakar Turgut's actually, I think she's going to pick up a technical foul as well, which I don't think was really necessary. Yeah, she is picking up a technical foul.
What'd she say?
I think she was trying to tell the referee that it wasn't a foul. I was outside of the charge box. Let's take a look here. No, it was a foul.
Yeah.
It was a foul. So not necessarily needed, but it just shows you the passion that they're also playing with. And
Spanu's tired, and you wonder how this might affect her free throws. I'd be tempted to put Ristanaki in there to take the free throw.
Oh, this is the
technical
one.
So she.
You know what? For me, you go with your captain.
Yeah. Okay, so Spanu has had 18 points.
Oh, she's done everything she absolutely can.
19 points now.
To try and help her team score.
Parks has the 15. She had the big, Fasula's had some moments. Pavlopoulos could hardly have played better. 6 assists to go with her 16 points. But I think your point about the depth in this team is true. It's legit. And I think that, along with Turkey able to make shots tonight.
Yeah. I mean, how big of a second half has Fittik had? Onar was in the first half. Shakar Turgut doing a little bit of everything every quarter.
Shakar Turgut's been an amazing captain for this team. Here she is. Her pass intercepted. They got to go quickly. Fasula, open floor. Passes to Parks. She's got to hit it. She doesn't. And Turkey rebounded, and they can start to celebrate because they are going to win their biggest game in a big, long while. Hito Turkoglu, the president of the Turkish Basketball Federation, is going to have a lot to smile about. And all these players for Turkey and the coach, Ekrem Memnun, they have come into the Lion's Den tonight. The hosts who gave it their all. But when a team is locked in like Turkey, they're focused, determined, they execute, and don't think that this is not a talented bunch. They deserve, and look at how much it means to them. They are emotionally spent themselves, just thrilled to be moving on. Hugely important win for Turkey, 83-72 over Greece.
72, Türkiye 83. Τελικό σκορ Ελλάδα 72, Τουρκία 83.
Well, you said it, Jeff. Emotions. You see how emotional the Turkish players are because this is how important it is for them. This is how much it means for them.
This is sport, Shona.
This is sport, and they should be all smiles. Obviously, Atash is not on the bench tonight. She wasn't feeling well and wasn't able to come to the gym, so they missed her, but they did everything they needed to do for her to be able to participate in the next game.
I think on balance, if you look at these two teams, you would have said Turkey should win this game. But I think if Turkey had not come out and played well tonight the way they did, they would have been beaten.
Yeah.
Greece played well enough to win tonight, but Turkey had just played at a different level.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, after game day 1, where they took France 38 minutes, leading for 38 minutes, you felt like this Turkish team was different. They didn't have a lot of warm-up games, preparation games, so we couldn't really, judge. And I hate to judge on preparation games leading up to a EuroBasket anyway, because I don't think that's how teams actually play when they arrive at the major competition. But I agree with you. Turkey needed to play well. Guess what? Every single player for them played well. And it's hard. What can you do when that happens?
The numbers, look, it's stunning to look at the three-point shooting from Turkey. That is 12 of 20.
36 points just on three-pointers.
But don't get lulled into thinking that's the only reason why they won. They just played outstanding basketball. They won the rebounding battle by 10. Sinrek had the game of her life, 19 points, 14 in the first half. Fiddick, Onar, everybody, player after player after player in this team made plays. And I do feel bad for Greece, because when I look at their players, I don't think Spanu, I don't think Pavlopoulou, I don't think Fasula, I don't think they could have given much more.
No. Yeah.
They gave what they had.
They absolutely did, and this is where
and Parks as well. She had
her
a big
moments.
moment.
Yeah, and this is where these kind of tournaments, it's very difficult to win with 3, 4, even 5 players. And I think some of the best teams in the world, they have 5, 6 players or more that they can rely on in a tournament like this, where you have a couple off days, but not a lot. These two, this team is going to be back in 2 days from now in a quarterfinals. We don't know who they're going to play. It's either going to be Italy or Lithuania. And they were able to use their bench. But like I said, this is one of the, I know these players. I know them well. I've scouted them a lot in their professional season. I have never seen their guards play at this level.
Yeah, well, Shona, I'm just absolutely thrilled for Turkey, for Ekrem Memnun and their players for coming to this FIBA Women's EuroBasket with the attitude that they have to get it done. But I also feel crushed for Greece, because I really feel like they also gave everything. And again, sports is cruel, but you got to recognize excellence when you see it, and we saw it tonight from Turkey.
We did. I'm really excited about this Turkey team, and it'll be interesting to see how far they can go. And is it possible we could see them on the podium?
I think they've got real possibilities. So Group A finishes with France up top 3-0, Turkey at 2-1, take that second spot in the quarterfinals. Greece, it's heartbreak for them at 1-2, and Switzerland fall to 0-3. And again, what a joy! You just get you get the whole gamut of emotions watching a game like this. Turkey march on with an 83-72 victory over Greece.
FIBA Women's EuroBasket 2025. Please proceed to the nearest exit. Before you exit, please make sure you have all your belongings. We wish you a very pleasant evening, and we hope to see you again on Tuesday for the quarterfinals of the FIBA Women's EuroBasket 2025. Ευχαριστούμε πολύ που συμμετείχατε στο FIBA EuroBasket Γυναικών 2025. Παρακαλούμε να προχωρήσετε προς την έξοδο. Πριν φύγετε, βεβαιωθείτε ότι έχετε μαζί σας όλα τα προσωπικά σας αντικείμενα. Σας ευχόμαστε ένα υπέροχο βράδυ και σας περιμένουμε την Τρίτη